Hello everyone. So today I would like to discuss a fantastic and an informative poem called On Killing a Tree. And this poem was written by a famous poet, Gieve Patel. So dears, before getting into the poem, I would like to ask you few important questions. So dears, the first question is, what does mean by trees? And why trees are very essential for our survival? And how long does it take for a tree to grow to its complete height? And how long does it take to kill a tree? So these are the questions I would like to ask you. And dears, so kindly just think the answer in your mind for all these questions, whatever I have asked you. So in this poem, the poet explains the pain of a tree, explains us the pain of a tree. So dears, you just think, how does a tree grow? How does a tree get its a complete form, complete growth? How long does it take? It starts from a seed, a small seed. And the seed, it sprouts. And it becomes a sapling. And slowly it grows day by day, and it takes some years to get its full height, full growth. And dears, just think that how long does it take to to cut down a tree? So through this poem, the poet is going to explain us, is going to teach us the importance of trees. And we are going to learn how painful it is for a tree if we try to cut down. And the poet is going to explain us, it is not a simple task. It is not very easy to kill a tree with a short time. So now let us get into the poem. Listen carefully. It takes much time to kill a tree. The poet says, it takes much time to kill a tree. Within a short time, we cannot kill a tree. You can just cut it down with a machine or with an axe or whatever it is. But you cannot kill it completely. It takes time. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. If you use a knife and if you make a poke or if you make a cut on the bark of the tree, you cannot kill it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, raising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide sprouting leaves. The poet says that it has grown by consuming the energies from the earth, rising out of it slowly from the seed. As I told you, from the seed it sprouts. It raises out from the ground level and feeds upon its crust, absorbing the airs of sunlight, water, and air. And once it comes out from the ground, it absorbs the energy from the sunlight, and it absorbs the energy from water, the air, everything. And only then it grows slowly. It takes many time. And out of its leprous hide sprouting leaves. So what happens then? Some plants will be affected. Not every saplings will grow. Few plants would be affected due to some disease. Though it has been affected, some plants will give way to the leaves to sprout out from its stem, and it becomes the branches of the sapling. Yeah, and then the second stanza. So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. The poet says, if you just cut down the tree and chop it nicely, that alone will never kill the tree. Not so much pain will do it. Even if you give severe pain to that tree, it will never die. You cannot kill it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs. The bleeding barks, when you try to cut down the tree, even if you chop it, it bleeds. And that bleeding will heal very quickly. And there is a curled green twigs in that place. The poet explains, even if you chop the tree until the ground level, within few days, the bleeding will stop. It will heal, and there starts a new growth of green twigs in the same place. It raise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which if unchecked will expand again to form size. He says, will raise curled green twigs. There grows a green twigs in that place. The miniature bough, that is, it will become a small branch. Small branches will be created there, and which if unchecked, if you do not notice it, it will slowly enlarge into a huge tree. It will grow as a huge tree in a short time. No, the root is to be pulled out. If you practice, if you do all these, you cannot kill a tree. So how do you kill a tree? You should pull out from its root. The root is to be pulled out first. Only if you remove the root of the tree, you can kill it. One of the anchoring earth. The root of the tree is like an anchor which is completely fixed very deep into the earth. It is to be roped, tied and pulled out. The root must be tied, it must be roped and pulled out, snapped out or pulled out entirely. It should be broken. We should break it, or it should be pulled out completely. Out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposes the source, white and wet, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. You should pull the root of the tree out of the earth. You should completely pull it out of the earth. And the strength of the tree will expose. If you take the deep root out of the earth, that will be exposed to the surface. The source, the white and wet, the deep root of the tree will look like white and wet. The most sensitive part of the tree is the deep root of it. It is hidden. Already it is hidden for years inside the earth. The deep root of the tree has been hidden into the earth for years, for several years. That is the most sensitive part of the trees. And then he says, then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. And he says, when you take the deep root and throw it on the surface, what happens? Of scorching and choking due to the heavy sunlight, the hot of sunlight. Yes, what happens? In the sun and air, choking. What is mean by choking? Choking is, it blocks the root. It cannot breathe at all. Okay? Because of due to the sunlight, the hot temperature and the blockage of air, and the root becomes brown in color, and it becomes very hard, and by twisting it, and it becomes withered, becomes very dry, and finally the tree dies there. Only by following all these methods, you can really kill a tree. It is not a simple matter to kill a tree. So, through this poem, the poet says that the tree is very essential for our survival. Even if we try to kill it, it is not a simple job. It takes some time, and only if we follow all these steps, only if we pull out the deep root of the tree, we can kill it. That is not easy. So I hope you understood the explanation of the poem on killing the tree. So dears, killing and destroying trees never gives us any benefit. Only if we grow trees, that helps us for our survival. not only for us, for the future generation too. Thank you.